Good morning, everyone. I'm Rob Goodman of BostonSports.com, along with my co-host John Korn. Good morning.
Morning.
More importantly, on the Red Sox Winter Weekend group on Facebook. We have about 1,000 members on that group right now, which is unbelievable. Great content from the town hall last night. Fantastic video. A lot of great pictures from everyone. And I have two shout-outs before we actually begin. The first one is to Mariceli Sullivan and all of our friends in Puerto Rico. We want to say hello to all the Red Sox fans, and we're all thinking about you with all the difficult things that you've all gone through in the past couple of years. There was an earthquake recently.
Hurricane 2 years ago?
Yeah, so I want to do a shout out to all of our friends in Puerto Rico. And I know she's here somewhere. The other admin of our group, Nikki Bolsky, who has been so helpful to everyone. Actually, everyone on the page in the group has been very helpful, but Nikki's been phenomenal, and I can't wait to connect with her. So if she's watching, we got to find each other, Nikki. And again, thanks for all that you do, and I'm sure everyone's very appreciative of all the info. So here we are. We have clear weather so far.
Well, the name Winter Weekend's fitting today. It's about 10 degrees out there. And, well, not 10 degrees. It's probably about 18 degrees out there. We're going to have a little snow this afternoon. So
if it was
it's winter today.
If it was last weekend, it would have been spring weekend.
It would have been spring weekend, yeah.
70 degrees. So I guess the town hall was great last night.
Yeah.
We talked to some folks on the way in who were there, and it was very entertaining. I guess Pedro, Poppy, and the rest of the gang on stage.
I guess the ownership was there. Warner and Henry were there.
Yeah, and I think the only thing we'll just mention here is we know the Red Sox have to choose a manager. That hopefully will happen soon. I don't know if they're waiting for the the verdict on the scandal or not, but I have a feeling they're going to name somebody relatively soon, whether it's internal or not.
They know who it is. They're not telling us yet. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what do you think of the acquisitions they've made? I mean, I've got a list in my bag, and they're largely unknowns to most people. And if you look at what their statistics look like, they're kind of middle of the road. But it seems to me they're trying to stock the roster with good possibilities rather than spending a lot of money.
Yeah.
And they have Mookie Betts at $27 million, and surprisingly enough,
Bogarts at 25, Sale at 25.
Right. Price at
JD
30.
at 20 something, Price at 30.
And don't forget, two of them, Benintendi and Erod, are going arbitration, which is interesting. Erod on the strength of admittedly a great season.
Yeah, 19 wins.
Yeah,
that's pretty good nowadays.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I think you can call him the ace because he's the only one that held up well in the rotation aside from Porcello.
Well, Sale's their ace. I don't expect him to have a bad year. I know everybody does, because Red Sox fans have a tendency to be scared and negative, but no.
Right.
I expect him to have a good year.
But, whoever's pitching well and who's ever making their starts and pitching well is defined as your ace,
Yeah, well, last year he was. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And, the offensively, I mean, they're pretty much the same team. And Vasquez was phenomenal. What a year he had.
Yeah.
At the
Devers.
plate.
How about Devers?
Devers, yeah.
Man, Bogarts. He's, 10 years from now, you're going to look back. He was the best player of this era.
Right.
Bogarts. Not Betts. Not. Well, maybe Devers. We haven't. We'll see what he does. But yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he's their best player. I think all around.
And Bogarts keeps getting better. He's
just
better.
A great player.
Yeah.
Everything about him.
He's the kind of guy that if he never wins an MVP, you're going to look at him and say, every year seems like it's 20 or 30 and 100.
Everything about him. Yeah. He can run, he can hit, he very quiet, doesn't shoot his big mouth off about anything,
Right, exactly.
He's just a great player.
So if anyone happens to find us on their phone right now, we're outside the exhibition hall here at the Mass Mutual Center. Stop by. We definitely would welcome any guests that are here. I know we have a couple of folks watching, it's exciting to be here. We had much shorter drive here than Foxwoods. Not that we ever complained about Foxwoods. Right?
18 minutes from my house.
I think it's gonna be longer to get to your house than to get here.
Yeah.
But did you see any of the press conference with ownership?
I didn't see any of it. Did you?
Yeah, I did. I mean, they said what they could. I think they didn't want to say anything, but they're kind of in a tough spot. Kind of in a tough spot with Alex Cora.
It doesn't look like the scandal points to anything other than Houston as of right now. I mean, people make assumptions, but
right.
I mean, the reason Beltran and Cora are gone because of what he did in Houston.
Right.
Not because of what happened in Boston or I mean, Beltran wasn't even with the Mets last year, so I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
So are you at all concerned about the rotation? I mean, it looks like it's 4 lefties and Evaldi.
No, it doesn't. No. The health of the pitchers. If Price, Evaldi, and Sale show up healthy, they're in it.
Right,
if they don't, they're not.
Exactly.
That's the reason they had such a bad year last year. People say, "Oh, they got to do this, they got to do that, they got to get this guy, they got to get that guy." No, their starting rotation failed them last year, except for Erod. So if they have good, if they do well this year, they'll do well.
Now I know they've made a couple of acquisitions recently, but I happen to have a list. I have a list.
You have a list.
I have a list. So they signed left fielder Nick Longi back on December 20th with an invite to spring training. He's a former Red Sox prospect. Chris Mazza claimed off waivers from the Mets. His ERA is in the threes, I guess. He's about 30 years old. And then free agent pitcher Martin Perez. He was with the Twins, though he started 29 games last year. His ERA was at 5.12. So I think they're hoping he's a fifth starter, and he can eat up some innings. I think, if I'm right, he
now where was he from?
Minnesota. And if I'm right, he pitched about 165 innings last year. So I think they're hoping as a fifth starter that he can pitch some innings for them. And then I think kind of a big one, but I think this is the Brock Holt replacement, is a free agent shortstop.
What happened to Brock Holt?
He's not signed by anyone. He's not signed by anyone.
He's a free agent?
Yes.
And he's not signed?
Not signed. As far as I know, he's not signed.
Wow.
They signed Jose.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. So they signed Jose Peraza.
I guess I just assumed he'd be back. He'd be back next year.
I don't think they wanted to spend the money.
Wow.
That's what I think. So Jose Peraza is, I guess, a utility infielder. He hit 250 to 270. And there are seasons where he averaged 140 games.
Brock Holt is the kind of player that wins for you, though. Why,
right. I think it's just the money. I think they, what he made was a $6.5 million. That's a lot for. I guess they maybe think that's a lot for a utility player. 30?
All right.
20, 30.
All right.
Yeah. So, and then they made a couple other acquisitions. I know they traded Travis Shaw for another left-handed reliever. I don't have the name. So I don't know if I feel like they're signing a bunch of Jose Velasquez's in the hopes that a couple of them stick, but it looks like that's what they're doing. But I have a feeling Chaim Bloom has a lot to do with the talent evaluation, and he also seems to be using the talent department more than Dombrowski did. The rumor is Dombrowski listened to Frank Wren and listened to Tony La Russa, and that's about it. I don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah, we don't know. We don't really know what goes on.
Yeah.
He has a reputation for going after free agents and quick.
Right.
Let's win next year.
Well,
that kind of thing.
And they won.
Yeah.
And they won.
Right.
They won.
He did his job, and now he's going to go somewhere else.
Right.
Yeah.
So again, I think if a couple of those acquisitions stick, especially from the pitching standpoint, who knows? And I think that's the main thing.
I think they have a good year this year. I mean, on paper the Yankees look better, but you never know.
Right, and you don't know what's going to happen as far as the rotation. How's the health of Sale and Evaldi and Price?
And who knows? How's the health of on the Yankee side? How's the health of? No, I'm drawing a blank.
Garrett Cole.
Yeah.
And Happ. The rumor was they were shopping Happ, and they lost Didi Gregorius, shortstop, there to I think it's Arizona.
Everything hinges on this. Does it go right? Does it go? Does it go right for you? A lack of injuries and winning at the right time, and timely hitting, and that's how you win.
Right.
You can have the best players in the world and not win.
And the hope is obviously, I mean, we talk pitching, but as far as the starting lineup is concerned, you also are looking for health on that side too. Because if you lose, Mookie Betts for a certain period of time, that obviously could hurt the offense. JBJ signed again, by the way. JBJ signed.
They have enough defense and offense, I think. It's starting pitching.
Right.
It really does. There's an old saying I like to use. You can't have too many pitchers.
And and the starting pitching going 6-7 innings is the key. You know, a starting rotation that goes 5. That's tough on the bullpen. I guess maybe we don't care anymore with with opening starters and bullpen days.
Yeah.
But there's a restriction. I think you can only have 13 pitchers now.
Good.
You can only have 13.
Good.
Yeah.
There's too much juggling in the bullpen nowadays.
Right. And then the new rule is that a reliever has to at least either finish an inning or pitch to 3 batters. What do you think of that one? Is that a good thing?
I don't like non-baseball people telling a manager how to manage the thing. I just don't like it. Like the shift. They're talking about maybe limiting the shift and stuff like that. I don't like seeing it either. But I don't think you should have a rule telling the coaching staff what they should do in a given moment.
Sure.
A given moment might say, I got to go out there and get that guy right now.
Right.
Or I want that whole infield over there right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I think making a rule saying you can't do that. The only people that should determine the outcome of a game is the players, the coaching staff, and the umpires. That's it.
Yep.
There shouldn't be.
But how it always was you never had one pitcher coming in for one batter 2 times in an inning.
No,
you didn't have that before.
But there wasn't a rule. There wasn't. They still could. 40 years ago, a manager was allowed to bring in a guy for one. You're right. You rarely saw it.
Yeah.
But there was nothing preventing him from doing that. And
Right.
I don't like the slippery slope that could. I think managers should be able to manage.
I get you.
Well, you asked my opinion. I just gave it to you.
I respect your opinion. Maybe they
You
should.
don't respect my opinion.
Well, occasionally I do. Maybe
There's one man that respects my opinion right here.
Maybe there should be a rule that every 5th start somebody's got to go 8 innings.
I think there should be a rule that if one team is better than the other one, that the bad team should have 4 outs to make it fair. What do you think?
Yeah, or maybe a mercy rule. 10 run lead. That's it, right?
Please.
So we were at the World Series Club in West Hartford, Connecticut a couple weeks ago, and who do we see? Doug Mankiewicz.
Yes,
that was
Doug
pretty good. By the way, he doesn't have the ball.
Very good.
If you're wondering, he does not have the ball.
It's at the Hall of Fame.
It's at the Hall of Fame. Yeah.
Yep.
He gave a lot of insight. I think a week later he would have given more insight after the decision. But
let's just say what happened. He got accused of hanging on to it when in reality nobody was asking for it. Months had gone by and nobody really approached him. When the Red Sox, was it the Red Sox that approached him first?
Yeah, I think so.
Lucchino?
Yeah.
He gave him the ball.
Yeah. Well, after the threat of a lawsuit, a mediation.
He got the ball. He put it in his locker. Brought it home.
But it was all a happy ending.
Yeah.
But I mean, anytime you hear somebody from the 04 team speak, I'm guessing it's pretty special. We saw a year ago Keith Foulke. He was great too. And then he was here, I think, a week and a half later at Winter Weekend. So we are coming to you live. This may be on a delay, depending on where you're watching it. It is now 8:38 a.m. The exhibition hall opens at 9. The entrance is actually right behind us. A lot of people in line, ready to go to Ticket Town to get some tickets, I guess.
Yeah.
And we did walk in with Tom Caron. John exchanged pleasantries with Tom Caron.
Yes.
Yeah. So that was very nice. He was very cordial to you, unlike
very cordial to me. Yes.
One former Hall of Famer last year who kind of avoided you.
Oh yes, that was 2 years ago. Yeah.
2 years ago.
Yeah. I should have offered him my Dunkin' Donuts coffee.
This former player, Hall of Famer, is coming down the escalator. Hits the bottom step, coffee in his one hand, phone in the other.
I'm walking towards him. I wasn't going to ask him for the autograph. I just want to say hello to him. Walking toward. And he looks at his phone like he's It was about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I mean, he probably had enough.
Yeah.
Especially 50-year-old fans walking up to him asking him stupid questions.
No,
so he wasn't in the mood to talk to anybody. That's all.
I'm not going to say his name, but it rhymes with Chin Dice.
That was funny.
So is there any... Oh, he had something, a text message right when you were about to say hello.
Right when I was about to say hello, he just got completely preoccupied. I'm sure he feels bad that he snubbed me.
I'm sure he feels terrible.
I'm sure he was tossing and turning that night.
So is there anyone watching who's in the exhibition hall? We could use a guest or two. There are a lot of people here.
I don't think anybody's interested in talking to us.
I think everybody's avoiding us.
Yeah. Actually, I'm getting kind of bored myself, standing here with this.
I know.
I feel like Jim Rice when he saw me. That's how I feel when I'm looking at you right now.
Maybe he'll walk by.
Well, he'll be here. He's here every year.
Yeah. And Jerry Remy's going to be here.
Oh, good.
Yeah. And I know that Wade Boggs was in the.
Is Rice the only one? We've been coming for 6 years. He's been here every single time.
Yeah.
Is he the only one? A lot of guys are here. Sometimes.
Maybe Pedro and Poppy.
Yeah, maybe Poppy. Yeah.
Oh no, I think
Poppy was still playing.
Poppy skipped it the year after he retired.
Yeah.
Yeah, he skipped it the year.
Yeah, Rice has been here every single year.
Yeah.
I like the '86 team. Remember that? That was fun watching them. Bruce Hurst and Wade Boggs and Rice.
And the Cy Young Award panel a couple years ago was good too.
Yep.
When we saw actually David Price and Eck actually shake hands and be cordial before the blow-up.
Yeah.
That was funny. We do have that on video. Yeah. One of the benefits of being on YourBostonSports.com.
Another scandalous story blown out of proportion.
Yeah,
they just yelled at each other on a plane one day,
exactly.
And the whole sports media is chomping at the bit.
Well, and then it keeps getting reopened.
Yeah.
Keeps getting reopened.
Yeah. Everything's a scandal nowadays.
I know. You want to be on our show? Sure. Come on over.
Yeah. I'm going to turn the microphone over to our friend.
Rob Goodwin?
Over to our friend here.
That's right. Welcome. Oh, pleasure.
Yeah.
What's your name?
Sal.
Sal. Nice to meet you. And where are you from?
I'm from Boston.
All right.
Oh.
Now, was this the first one of the weekend?
Yes, it'll be my first one.
You know, I know a lot of people from Boston, and they don't go. At Foxwoods for the 5 years, nobody I know from Boston went. So
they go to Fenway.
I give you a lot of credit.
Well, I mean, I'm originally from Springfield, and my brother lives out here, so it kind of like hit two birds with one stone with visiting him, and he's a Red Sox fan, so I figured, this was like a done deal. So.
Now, did you go to town hall last night?
No, unfortunately, no. My brother did. He said it was pretty good. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of questions raised about who's going to manage the Red Sox this season. And it's going to be one of those. It's going to be a mystery season because everything has to be done literally. I mean, we're less than 30 days out from spring training.
I like the way you put that, a mystery season. That's a good way of putting it because I think are they going to pick somebody out from the outside just to be here a while, and then what happens to the coaching staff?
Well, I think the court of public opinion states that they want to hire somebody from within their organization. I mean, everybody's pick right now is obviously Jason Varitek, because I mean he was with the Red Sox for 15 years. He knows the organization in and out, and he knows the players. So I think if I'm in agreement with most of the fans that if you're going to hire somebody within the organization, it'd probably be Varitek, because I think he's a team guy. He's a captain, so he proved it time and time again when he played.
Now, I have an opinion on that, of course. Larry Bird never coached the Celtics, never worked for the Celtics, because if something went bad, there goes his legacy. Do you buy that? Like a Varitek, if something goes bad with Varitek, every manager gets fired.
Well, I mean, I think well, the difference with that is I think Varitek already knows that he played in Boston for a long time, so he knows it's a tough place to play. I mean, so he already knows that in the back of his mind. He's like, you know what? If I succeed, I'm a hero. If I don't, then I'm a goat. So I think he has that coming in, and his reputation precedes him. I mean, no matter where he goes outside of Boston, he's a gamer, and I think he commands respect. And obviously, I mean, before Varitek was a captain, the previous captain was Carl Yastrzemski.
You're convincing me. What do you think?
Did they mention the possibility of any of the coaching staff being hired as a manager?
I heard was it Ron Renicky?
Because if that happens, that means that this scandal has not rubbed off on them at all. They're not going to, you know what I mean?
Well, like I said,
that'd be a good thing for their reputation,
I mean, like I said, it's going to be a mystery season. And right now, I mean, literally, there's like a cloud over everything right now. So it's a cloud over the winter weekend. So right now, everything's a mystery. So, and I think the ownership is they're keeping that hush hush right now. So they don't want to reveal too much. Even though if you saw that press conference the other day, it was they really give a lot of information. I mean, the only information that was given a lot was by Chaim Bloom, and I mean, I listened to was it Mark Manaski that night on WEI. He gave that press conference a D-, and I'm in agreement
But
with
if they
that.
hire someone from within, that means they're confident that the Boston's coaching staff was not involved in the same thing that was going on in Houston.
Oh yeah, I think in public
You know what I
opinion, yes, but I mean, the report still, it's not, it hasn't concluded. So, I mean,
Yeah.
who knows? I mean, who knows?
We don't know yet.
We might wake up tomorrow and say, everybody in the coaching staff was involved. So,
Let's hope not, because they put a lot of work into the spring training and season already.
and and even like, I mean, baseball's not just a 6-month season. You're preparing year round. I mean, you're preparing like, everything from the logistics of how they're going to get there to like what are going to be the drills that are going to be run during spring training. So I think, if they're going to, I think the smart money is going to be somebody within the organization because.
What do you think of the Paw Sox moving to Worcester?
Well, it was funny. I was actually born in Pawtucket, so it's sentimentally it's going to be sad. But I think I've been going to games there for years, and the fan base. I mean, I go on the games where it wasn't sold out. I mean, and you can give and take why, but I think it'll be a good. I think it'll be difficult. I mean, for me it'll be difficult, but it's inevitable.
I was born in Worcester. They gave him a good deal. That's probably the.
When is that? Next year?
It'll be 2021. But I know it was former Sox president Larry Lucchino. He was the architect of that. So, and he's not exactly popular among like loyal Paw Sox fans. So.
Right. Well, I mean, didn't he? He did try to find a place for a new ballpark in Providence, right?
Yeah, one of the investors, he passed away during that period. So, but it's like Bill Belichick says, it is what it is. On the Worcester.
Exactly. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Do you buy the Larry Bird thing where Varitek being the manager of the Red Sox?
I don't think Varitek's afraid of that.
Yeah.
I don't think he's. I think if he feels he can do it, if he wants to and they want to offer to him, I don't think he's thinking about that.
If anything, he'll probably thrive in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
The real decision maker in all this, Catherine Varitek.
Oh yeah, on Twitter, yeah. But,
yeah, on Twitter, yeah.
Yeah. But
he may not want to. He may want to stay out of the. He may want to stay away from the cameras.
Varitek's had a storied career. I mean, Georgia Tech. He played on the Olympics, Little League. I mean, he was a Little League World Series champion. So he's used to pressure. He's been, probably used to that since he was like 12 years old. So this is nothing new to him.
You've seen him on TV for playoff coverage before, and he's just, solid on his knowledge, solid on his.
They said he was the most prepared catcher in baseball when he was playing. The most unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yep.
Field general.
Yep.
He was. Yep.
He was the general. Yep.
And now the question is, does he want to stay on the baseball ops side or not, or get put a uniform on? So I guess we'll have to see what happens.
Yeah, he may be better as a what he's doing. He may feel he's better. He may be a general manager someday. Who knows?
Yeah. We don't know what his path will be, right?
We don't know.
All right. Sal, thanks for joining us. Pleasure.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, sir.
Yeah.
Very nice. Always good to hear from
Very
the
good.
fans.
Good to hear from a Paw Sox fan too.
Yeah. So, I think Sal summed it up well. Varitek is obviously the choice from the fans right now.
Yeah.
Whether or not that actually happens is anyone's guess.
Yeah. He may not want it.
Right. Exactly.
He pretty much stays away from the cameras and stuff. Have you noticed that? Maybe he's more,
But he is in the clubhouse often.
Yeah.
I don't think during the season he could be in the dugout, right?
I may be wrong, but I got a feeling he doesn't want it. I got a feeling he'd rather be in a what do you call it?
The front office helping make the decision of who.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I see him more as a general manager than a field manager.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Or assistant to the GM, and there are people in that role that stay in that role for a very long time.
Or scouting.
Nah, he's done traveling.
Yeah.
That's for Catherine to weigh in on. Well, it's filling up. I think we're going to end this show for now. Thanks everyone for watching, and we hope to be back doing the show later on. We're going to be heading into the exhibition hall, watch Ness in a little bit, right? We're going to buy some tickets, and then we have the 3 o'clock autograph session. So I'm sure there's food around here somewhere that we'll
find.
And
the panel discussion is at 1:15.
1:45. The reunion of champions. Not sure who's going to be at that one, but that should be good. everything's in the arena, so there's plenty of room, plenty of seating. So that's kind of a departure, from the Foxwoods, where the panel discussions were admittedly smaller room, with limited seating. So I guess that's a plus. So, well, if you see us hanging out, stop by, say hello, and hope everyone has a great day. Everyone who's here at the Massachusetts Center and MGM, have a great day. Everyone at home, we'll be back online later. Thanks for watching.
Okay.